Member for Abau.
Thank you, Honorable Assistant Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to ask a question without notice to the Honorable Minister for Education. I hope he's here. Honorable Minister for Education. My preamble to my question to the Honorable Minister for Education is, as all of us are convinced that education is number one something law any nation. And during the graduation ceremonies, one of the phrases that I normally use in my school graduations is, time you kiss him certificate and you kiss him master kilo life ya. And by open all get a door on Papua New Guinea law world too. And so, and I know that all the honorable leaders agree with that and believe in the power of education for any country. This is why our Vision 2050, Honorable Assistant Speaker, the first pillar of the 7 pillars is human resource development. And so Minister for Education holds a very, very important portfolio, and I'm sure that during his tenureship, he will address many of the issues that we have experienced over the last 47 years. During this question, Honorable Assistant Speaker, I want to focus on one area, and that is experts in education have been advising us, and I particularly sat down with one very well-known educationist who told me this, that from elementary to grade 12, there is a lot of time for our children to have a second certificate or even a third certificate. And how true it is that if you look at the time that our children spend, say from 8 o'clock to 2 p.m. and they go home, 2 p.m. to 5 o'clock, you calculate all those hours for the last, from grade 12, it's many hours that our children have not been exposed to. And therefore, Assistant Speaker, I humbly request the Honorable Minister whether he would agree that we should look at introducing not just a grade 12 certificate at the end of 12 years of education, but our children graduating could have 2 certificates rather than just a grade 12 certificate. And we can choose, Honorable Minister can look at what curriculum, whether it's financial literacy or certificate in business or certificate in hospitality or whatever, many options are there. Huh? And so, Assistant Speaker, I was just calculating, for example, in a certificate, you need about 2 years or even 12 months. For a diploma, you have 2 years. Or for an advanced diploma, before you leave grade 12 and go to university, you could go two years. So grade 5 and 6 and 7, 1 3-year program. Grade 8, 9, and 10, 1 3-year program. Grade 11 and 12, 1 3-year program. And so at the end of the graduation, our children have 2 certificates. And so, Minister, my question is, would you be able to look at this? And if you want a pilot, Abau will request for a pilot district where we start looking at the curriculum. So at grade 8, our child has a certificate in financial literacy. At grade 12, they probably would have a diploma in whatever is the stream that they choose to make. We are approaching the 50th anniversary. The Prime Minister has been calling us to think outside of the box, and I think this one issue to address this key resource that we have, human resources in our land. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
Minister for Education.
Thank you, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the member for Abau for his very good question. His questions are in relation to the system that we have. And according to our current education system, we got the structure calls for 2 parts. number one, calls for the academic pathway. Number two is for the trade skills pathway. Trade skills are observed in the vocational schools settings, and also in the current reform that we have, those skills are taught in the high school, technical high schools, and technical secondary schools. All the trade courses are offered, like business studies, computing science, and all those are the certificate courses that we offer. So in the academic pathway, the students from the normal grade from elementary all the way to grade 12, they get the academic certificates. So when they graduate at the end of the year, they have 2 certificates. Trade skills, if they are good in carpentry, plumbing, or business, and all those, they're given those certificates. So that is the system that we have, and those who cannot go through, the government has created a 4th system where the students are given second chance, those who are dropping out from grade 8 and 10s. We have currently our government is paying 100% school fee subsidy to take them on board. But if whatever programs that he has with his consultants, he can write to us, we can contribute that idea so we can incorporate that to our plans, and we can move from there. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.